So, uh, today in the city of Memphis, the mayor has declared a particular ordinance that is keeping the residents of Memphis in house for 2 weeks. One of the things that he's done is they've drawn the line between what's an essential job and what's a non-essential job. Unfortunately for my profession, I'm a barber. My profession as a barber, my job is what they're calling a non-essential. Right, so that means as of today at 6 p.m. we were to cease from doing all services, and that's supposed to last for 2 weeks. So anyway, what got me to thinking was, in particular in this time, what I'm trying to do is give the charge or rally the troops around unity in this case. So what came to mind was non-essentials and essentials of Christianity, and for that there's a saying: non-essentials liberty, and essentials unity, but in all things charity. So I got to think about, in this time that we're facing, that's going on in this land, in this world, let us cease from striving with one another on things that are non-essentials to Christianity. Women pastors, how long does the earth be? Is it 6,000 years or eons, or whatever the case may be? What days of worship should we do? Some people may say that's essential. Should churches have actual service, and should they not have actual service? And again, from my previous video, for those pastors who are deciding to have service, I think they're taking into consideration all the things that need to be taken care of and taken into consideration, and hopefully they're making the best choice. So because here's the thing is, it's if those of us who have service, then we're being labeled as fools, so to speak. And those of us who are not having service, we're being labeled as having no faith. So you really can't win that battle in that sense. So what I want to do is shift the conversation that we're going to have, and take this opportunity to really engage in those who don't believe what we don't believe. And even for those people who we get engaged in conversation with, for those who don't believe in what we believe in terms of Jesus Christ, let's be mindful of those conversations. Like, let's not argue. Let's not have these confrontations about non-essential issues. Whatever they want to bring up, whatever wants to be said, but all that non-essential stuff, we're not, especially for Christians among Christians, we're not worrying about that. Non-essential things we're not going to get into, because what happens is those non-essential arguments would just go around and around and around and around. But if they want to have a conversation about anything, let's tie those conversations to the essentials of Christianity, to the deity of Christ, to salvation in Christ alone, and most importantly, to the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And when we're having those conversations, remember, not arguing, we're having a conversation. If disciples of Christ, if you feel that the conversation is going into an argument, or what I call monologues, meaning they're asking all of the questions and you don't get to ask any questions toward them, at that point, it's probably best to let's just table this conversation till later. And here's the thing I want you to keep in mind when we're talking with people who don't believe, and if they're asking genuine questions to find out what's going on, what kind of answer you have, okay. But if there's just, they're looking for an argument more than they're looking for answers, we're not going to do that. That's not going to happen. All right. But we do want to have that conversation, and want to have that conversation around the essentials of Christianity. Now, here's my advice to you. And you may already know this. You can't change a made-up mind. I'll say it again. You cannot change a made-up mind. That goes for me. So if I'm in conversation with someone who doesn't believe what I believe, they can't change my made-up mind about Christ because of what I know. Because of the documentation, the historical documentation that we call the New Testament, the historical documentation that has been tried over and over again to be trustworthy information, I know that Christ is who He says He is, the Son of God. So keep that in mind. This, unfortunately, situations like this, these are what I would call this is kind of a, I don't know, it could be an in season, out of season. And I say it was out of season because it's not the norm, but it could be the perfect season for us to engage people who would normally never come to church, and allows us an opportunity to flood social media with the gospel of Jesus Christ. So to everybody out there, continue to stay safe, wash your hands, which we should have been already doing anyway, continue to be inspired, and continue to inspire others.